You're in the Situation Room.
Wow. I think that was pretty good, right? Yeah. With less than 100 days until the election, we already know that campaigning can get ugly and a little out of hand. That gives plenty of material, or maybe competition, to The Campaign, a new movie starring Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis. Our own Wolf Blitzer has a role in the film and a taste of what you can expect. Check it out.
Bizarre news coming out of the 14th District congressional race in North Carolina. Now get this. Cam Brady, four-time congressman, punched a baby.
They're not going to show you the punch. Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis are here in the Situation Room with us. Thanks, you guys, for showing up here in D.C.
Thanks for having us.
You did really good on the teleprompter there. Now, I know you will have some experience with the teleprompter.
Is the Situation coming by? Is he showing up?
I don't know. The situation is whatever you make of it, I guess.
Okay. No, okay.
Yeah. All right. So the movie. I guess the first thing we want to talk about is what Wolf talked about, which was the punch of the baby. I saw the movie, and it was a pretty good punch. You threw it.
Right, I threw it.
And, Will, as I understand it, it was maybe your nephew? I mean, I'm sorry. No. Will and Zach. Zach, was it your nephew?
I may have said that in an interview, but it was probably a lie.
It wasn't your baby?
No, it wasn't. I'm not related to that child.
No, not at all.
It was a highly trained stunt baby.
Right.
Yes.
Did the baby cry?
The baby was so tough that didn't even shed a tear. In fact, laughed in my face.
Really?
And I believe its first words were, "Is that all you got?" Yeah.
Tough baby.
Tough baby.
So how did Wolf do in the movie? You guys are big Hollywood stars. Review him.
I think he did fantastic. First of all,
Academy
Zach
Award
loves anyone with a beard, you know.
Yeah. Wolf and I bonded over the beard stuff.
Really?
Yeah, he's not a just for men guy. That's one of his trade secrets.
All right. So you guys could have made any kind of a movie together.
Right.
At any time, and you chose politics.
Yes.
Why politics?
Well, we had sat down and we're fans of each other. At least I'm a fan of Zach. Zach has never told me if he thinks I'm funny or not. But and
do you think he's funny?
It's okay. Sometimes it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty positive.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So no, we initially wanted to do this movie about these two characters in the South, and that kind of segued into a movie about politics.
And you're from the South. You're from North Carolina.
That's correct.
And you sort of threw some of your personal experience into this. As I understand, you had an uncle who actually was in Congress and even ran for the Senate.
My uncle Nick Galifianakis.
There he is.
Oh my goodness! I should have probably cleared that with him before. But he had 2 campaign buttons because the last name wouldn't fit on one, so he split the name with 2 buttons. Yes.
Well, we have a soundbite from him actually talking about campaigning.
No.
Can we listen? We do.
No.
We've gone into your history. This is your life.
Don't do this.
I was getting up at 4:30 and 5 o'clock and going to factories and trying to meet people.
So there you go.
Wow, right. That's very sweet.
Yeah. Interesting, though, in watching this movie, I thought I saw, shades of people like John Edwards, the former governor of Texas, a variety of different, maybe even George W. Bush. And you've imitated him.
I patterned my character after a combination of Geraldine Ferraro, Madeleine Albright, and John Sununu.
Why those 3?
I just like saying the word Sununu.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
I have to ask you before we go on, the gloves are a really nice touch. These are driving gloves or
They're
what's the deal?
for texting.
Texting.
Yeah.
Right. I never saw those online before.
Yeah. No, these are Ferrari driving gloves. And
can I just admit something that I've been standing on a book this whole time?
He's been standing on a book.
All the President's Children.
I'm hoping the good people...
Doug Weed.
By Doug Weed.
I hope the good people at Ferrari send me a car to match the gloves that I have.
They're very nice, actually. Yeah. All right, so trash talk. This is one of the things that comes all the way through politics, and we cover it here in the Situation Room all the time. We have a little clip from the movie of your 2 characters right before debate engaging in some trash talk.
Yes.
You should take a bath in the toilet. I just want to take a bath.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah,
That was a quick
right.
one. I think I didn't go to the bathroom.
Right. If I remember correctly, some of the language
Cam's
was
trash talking is very sophisticated.
Yeah, his is.
Yeah.
There are actually some pretty racy scenes in this, but it really has quite a message, doesn't it? And
Yeah.
it's about campaign finance reform.
Absolutely.
There seemed to be a little bit of takeouts on the Koch brothers, the conservative brothers who've done so much funding of politics. Talk to us a little bit about the message.
Well, I mean, first and foremost, it's just a very funny movie, but at the same time, we didn't really want to take sides, either left or right. But the one issue that we feel is pretty nonpartisan is just the massive amounts of money that are flowing into politics right now, and kind of pointing that out in a way that's also humorous. Yeah.
And the challenge of this movie, I think, is taking a very serious subject and turning it funny, which it seems, I'm no movie reviewer, but it seems like you've done a pretty good job with that.
Well, it's tough to do a comedy if you're being preachy, and we didn't want to be preachy. We just wanted to do some jokes. But as Will said, it's Will, right?
Wilt with a T.
Wilt. As Wilt said,
Wilt.
we just kind of wanted
That's another movie, basketball.
we kind of want to highlight the money being spent for all this stuff. That's kind of ridiculous.
So you're doing something of a little tour here in Washington, D.C. In advance of this movie coming out. And I know so many people in our business have been fascinated by you and your role as a television anchor.
Sure, yeah.
Is that the kind of thing that you think has sort of informed this movie as well, the public presentation, if you will? Have you taken a little bit of that character and put it in this film?
My character is actually the incumbent, and he's very much a professional politician, and so I think we're kind of so inundated with seeing these types of guys everywhere that it's not easy, or it's not hard at all to kind of study all the sound bites and everything and create a character.
Yeah, and I know the interesting thing, as we talked a little bit about the baby at the start, we actually saw the baby character appear in another movie that you were in, which was the Las Vegas movie, The Hangover. How does this theme reappear? Is that something you had to do with, or?
I won't do a movie unless it has a little baby. That's just the way it is.
Right.
That's in his
just
rider.
necessary.
That's in his contract.
And the animals, you also punch a dog?
Yep. Poor Cam Brady ends up actually punching Uggy, the dog from The Artist. Yeah.
And
so it's a series of misfortunes that lead to his downfall.
And someone gets shot, which looks like a sort of play on Dick Cheney and the accidental shooting there.
Yeah, there was a lot to draw from in real life.
Would you ever like to actually go into politics, either of you?
I've always wanted to be comptroller of something.
Yeah.
Why comptroller?
I don't know what it is. I just
sounds good.
I'm a control freak.
I think they count money or something.
In kind of doing this tour that we've gotten to do, I have to say we have a newfound respect for the candidates in terms of how much work it is, and going into whether you're going to the diner to eat a hot dog and meet people, to speaking at a rally and doing 8 or 10 things in one day. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Whether you're going to a foreign country and talking about how bad their Olympics are, things like that. It's a lot of work.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we've been hoping to get your reaction from your characters on some of the current events. We want to play you what Romney, traveling press secretary, said today in Poland to the press covering Governor Romney. You may have already heard this one.
Governor Romney, do you feel that your gaffes have overshadowed your foreign trip?
Holy sight for the Polish people. Show some respect. Governor Romney, just show some respect.
We haven't had another chance to ask him questions.
This is a holy sight for the Polish people. Show some respect.
I haven't seen that.
Nope. Yeah. I hadn't seen that one.
Right.
Yeah.
Sort of right out of your movie.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
What's your reaction?
He's upset at somebody yelling a question. Is that what he was upset?
Yeah. Well, what would your character's reaction be to that?
Oh.
I would just probably say don't use that kind of language. No, that's probably...
Your character
Well,
uses
Cam-
that language all the time.
Cam would probably say, I use that language at least 5 times a day, and sometimes you lose your temper, and it's okay to curse.
Thank you so much. It's really great meeting you
Thanks
guys.
for having us.
And
Yeah.
we've seen the movie, and the best of luck in all your travels.
Can
you.
we take this home with us?
Well, I don't want to give it to you because Wolf Blitzer might need it when he
Okay.
gets back.
All right.
But
We'll
it's
find
very nice.
another.
isn't
We'll
it?
find another keepsake.
Yeah. Well, it's a situation table.
Yes.
You've seen what the intense drought is doing to crops across the U.S., but the nation's nuclear power plants need water too, and they're running into trouble. And the deadly Ebola virus is spreading in one African nation. Could it reach the U.S.? Our Dr. Sanjay Gupta is on the case next.
Gupta's here?
Yeah, no.